The Rise and Fall of the Emperor. Who Conquered Europe? Hook by Loga Mikulka. Imagine rising from an ordinary family to becoming the most powerful man in Europe. Imagine defeating kingdoms and building an empire. Imagine having millions of people fear your name, and then losing everything: your empire, your throne, and finally, your freedom. This is the incredible story of Napoleon Bonaparte, the military genius, the Emperor of France, and the man whose ambition changed history forever. Imagine being born into an ordinary family. Imagine rising through the ranks of the military. Imagine becoming the most powerful man in Europe. And imagine losing everything: your empire, your throne, your freedom, and finally, your life. This is the incredible story of Napoleon Bonaparte, the military genius, the Emperor of France, and the man whose ambition changed history forever. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on August 15, 1769, on the island of Corsica. His family was not wealthy. Although they belonged to the lower nobility, life was far from luxurious. From an early age, Napoleon showed extraordinary intelligence and ambition. Unlike other children, he was fascinated by history, mathematics, and military strategy. At the age of 9, he left his home and entered military school in France. Life there was difficult. He was often mocked for his accent and his background. But Napoleon ignored the insults. He spent countless hours studying. He believed that one day, he was destined for greatness. And he was right. During the late 18th century, France was in chaos. The French Revolution had shaken the country. Kings and queens were losing power. Violence and uncertainty spread throughout the nation. For Napoleon, however, the revolution presented an opportunity. His military talents quickly attracted attention. In 1793, he achieved a major victory at Toulon. People began to notice the young officer. His reputation grew rapidly. Soon, Napoleon became one of the most respected military commanders in France. But greater victories awaited him. In 1796, Napoleon was given command of the French army in Italy. Many believed he would fail. His soldiers were poorly equipped. They lacked food and supplies. But Napoleon inspired them. He promised them glory and victory. Against all expectations, he defeated one enemy after another. His brilliant strategies amazed Europe. By the end of the campaign, Napoleon had become a national hero, the young general who nobody believed in had conquered Italy. And his ambitions were only beginning. Napoleon then turned his attention toward Egypt. He hoped to weaken Britain's influence and expand French power. Although the campaign faced many difficulties, it revealed something important. Napoleon was not only interested in war. He was fascinated by science and knowledge. He brought scholars, scientists, and engineers with him. Their discoveries would later help historians understand ancient Egypt. But while Napoleon was in Egypt, France once again fell into crisis. He knew it was time to return home, and what happened next would change history forever. By 1804, Napoleon had become the most powerful man in France. But he wanted more. He wanted stability. He wanted glory. And above all, he wanted an empire. On December 2nd, 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of France. In front of thousands of people and even the Pope himself, Napoleon placed the crown on his own head. It was a message to the world. His power came from no king, no church, no one. He had risen by his own strength. And now, Europe trembled at the name of Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's enemies formed alliances against him: Britain, Austria, Russia, Prussia. They all wanted to destroy the French Empire. But Napoleon was always one step ahead. His brilliant tactics made him nearly unstoppable. Battle after battle, victory after victory, his legend grew. In 1805, he fought what many historians consider his greatest victory, the Battle of Austerlitz. Despite being outnumbered, Napoleon crushed the combined armies of Russia and Austria. It became known as his masterpiece. Europe was shocked. The Emperor of France had become the most feared man on the continent. Over the next few years, Napoleon expanded his empire across Europe. Millions of people lived under French rule. Kings and rulers either surrendered or became his allies. At the height of his power, Napoleon controlled much of Europe. His dream had become reality. He was no longer just a soldier. He was an emperor, a conqueror, a legend. But history has shown that no empire lasts forever. And soon, Napoleon would make the biggest mistake of his life. In 1812, Napoleon launched an invasion of Russia. He assembled one of the largest armies the world had ever seen. More than 600,000 soldiers marched toward Moscow. Napoleon believed victory would come quickly, but the Russians had a different plan. Instead of fighting, they retreated. They burned villages, destroyed supplies, and left nothing behind. Then came the brutal Russian winter. Freezing temperatures, starvation, disease. Thousands of soldiers died. As Napoleon retreated, his once mighty army was destroyed. Out of more than 600,000 men, only a fraction returned. The disaster changed everything. For the first time in years, Napoleon had been defeated, and his enemies saw an opportunity. Cape the Zigdawakse Ka Hadley Dunta. After the disaster in Russia, Napoleon's enemies united once again. Britain, Russia, Austria, and Prussia. Together, they launched a massive campaign against France. Despite his brilliance, Napoleon could no longer stop them. In 1814, Paris fell. His empire collapsed, and Napoleon was forced to abdicate. The man who had once ruled Europe was sent into exile on the small island of Elba. Many believed his story was over, but Napoleon had other plans. In one of history's most incredible